Hi, hey, hello, welcome to a Market Down production. My name is Charlie. I am joined by Saeed. I am joined by Sawyer, and I am joined by Hurley. And we are here to predict WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all, the showcase of the Immortals. So if this is a prediction show, this is like a showcase of the showcase of the Immortals. I don't know what you're saying, James, but we'll get to you eventually. You're Hurley, I guess.
Lost. It's lost. That's what it is.
Oh,
yes,
thank
it
you.
is lost.
Thank
it is
you.
lost. Yes.
I was
and
lost.
So let's sort that out. Let's sort that out real quick. Which one of you guys wants to be Hurley?
I'd rather be Sawyer, but
I'm Sawyer.
I know.
All right.
As long as nobody's Jack, right?
Yeah. I mean, what's wrong with Jack? Jack's fine. I just, none of you guys were giving main character energy right now at this moment, so I just didn't give anyone that. So that leaves Reverend as Saeed, you freaking cultural appropriator, But anyway, we're here to talk about WrestleMania. It's gonna be quite the show. 2 nights long, this Saturday and this Sunday. One of those days is April Fool's Day. One of those days is Logan Paul's birthday. It's the same day actually, but and it's gonna be a show. No one can deny the fact that this is gonna be a show. It's undisputable. It's an undisputed show. So we're gonna start with the match that's apparently open in one night. Night one, I mean, sorry, and that's Austin Theory versus John Cena for the championship of the United States. In one corner, you have a guy who pretends to be a Marine for a couple years, and a blue-eyed baby face. It's just something straight out of someone's wet dreams. Going up against Austin Theory, another someone out of someone else's wet dreams, in a match where Cena's the star, and the other guy, no one will remember his name after, no matter the outcome. Any casual fan who's just watching the clip because like, oh, John Cena's in this, they will never remember the other guy's name. Hell, I've already forgotten. And I watch the show every week. I want to say his name is August. August Throne, I want to say it was his name. But he's the U.S. champion. And this match could be great. You never know with Cena. You either got a really bad match or a fucking awesome match. There's no in between with Cena, so who knows? So let's start with our resident Theory fan, I guess, Sawyer. Who do you have in this match, and why?
Wow, I'm the resident Theory fan.
All right, I'm using fan strong, very loosely, but
Let's see. I hate everybody, by the way. It depends on, I guess, who's really behind the curtain now. I guess we'll see by the win of this match who's really doing the booking. I want to go Cena for some reason, though. I can't explain it. I can't comprehend. I haven't watched in weeks, so I don't really know what's going on, if this is a real feud. Has Cena done any promos? And
all right,
he kind of completely buried Theory.
So Cena showed up for
he?
1 week of this. Yeah, Theory mentioned Cena and hinted at Cena for a few weeks. Cena made his return for his anniversary show in Boston or whatever. Theory interrupted, challenged him to a match at Mania, and Cena eloquently said, "No, because you are not worthy of facing me. And also, you will look so bad coming out of this that it'll be the biggest mistake of your career." And then he went on to say, you are a nobody. These people don't believe in you. They don't really care about you. And, Theory's retort was, oh, well, you have a bald spot now. And, great retort. Cena said, I'd rather have a bald spot than have them pipe in crowd noise during my matches, which, this dude just admitted that that's something WWE does. We all knew that, But like now it's undeniable because Cena admitted it. And then, yeah, I haven't been able to take Theory even remotely serious since then. So it's been a very one-sided. One promo has ruined this guy, and this match is going to open the show on Saturday.
Oh, okay. With that being said, then Theory, I think, is going to win now, of course.
That is a fair guess. I mean, Cena's also, not sticking around.
Right.
He's doing Hollywood the Batista way, where he's just trying to do good roles, and not necessarily become the biggest movie star in the world. Which who's to say which is the better approach between former wrestlers turned actors? But that being said, Saeed, the tech guy, that's why you're Saeed, because he's the tech guy and you're the tech guy for us. So it actually makes a lot of sense. And you do accents. Don't do Saeed's accent, please. But
I don't.
I
don't know his accent, so we're okay.
You are the member of this group who does the most accents. So in a way, it kind of fits. But who do you have in this match and why?
I have Theory for multiple reasons. One, Cena, and honestly, this is the main one. As much as I love Cena, I don't know how much he's got left in the tank. There were rumors that after he introduced Cody after that promo with the Theory, that Cody asked him for a match, and he said, I don't know how many I've got left, so I can't promise that. So I just don't think Cena is going to become a champion. Now, if this was not for the title, I could see Cena winning this. And quite frankly, I kind of want to see Cena win it. It would be a lot funnier. But it's just, he just doesn't have, I just think he just doesn't have it anymore. Not in total, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think this is going to be a bad match, even though I think we'll probably see a little bit of ring rust from Cena. But I just don't think he could go at the pace he used to, or, and go out there, especially open challenge style, if he brings that back every week and try to fight, try to defend this title, excuse me. So I just think for all of these reasons, and the fact that, like you said, he's in Hollywood, he's probably got movies coming up. He's like, he just kind of has to lose logically. So I have Theory here. And I think Theory's probably going to cheat to win, because I don't think they want to have him beat Cena straight up.
So you're going with logic as opposed to memes. That's understandable.
I'm rooting for the memes, but I have to go with the logic.
It's funny because if we ever did get a Cena Cody match, I could imagine it being we get one more "you both suck" chant in a Cena match. That's like the darkest timeline where everything turns sour for Cody. But
that'd be the most patriotic thing we've had in a very long time. Cena versus Cody.
Right.
Do you think Cena gets turned on when he sees Cody's neck tattoo?
A little bit.
America.
Absolutely. But that being said, obviously next we have to go to me. And I am going to say that as much as I want, for the first time in my freaking life, I want John Cena to win a match at WrestleMania. Wait,
are you Charlie or Hurley?
I'm Charlie. I don't know why. I like Charlie.
You're the funniest, so I figured you'd be Hurley, but it's okay. I get it.
No, I mean Hurley's cool too. I had a fondness for Charlie.
I like Charlie as well. He was pretty cool.
Or I was gonna be Daniel because his name was Daniel, like Daniel Faraday. But I can't do that slow, methodical speech for the whole freaking thing. Not that I'm impersonating Charlie or anything, but as much as I want Jonathan Cena to defeat Austin Game Theory, Theory is going to win because he has to win. I don't care. It won't mean anything to me. It won't make me buy into the Theory hype train. The only time I bought into it a little bit was from Elimination Chamber. But Cena ruined that with one promo. And, as great of a promo as it was, it's had a lot of long-term damage, I think. But the match should be fine at best. I don't think it's going to be good. I think the best we're looking at is fine. Because Theory is good and Cena was good, but who knows what he's capable of right now, and who knows how far he wants to go at this point. But that being said, we have no one else to turn it to, but the biggest John Cena mark I know personally, because, you know, being a fan of John Cena is embedded in his identity. We have the John Cena guy himself, ROH legend, the John Cena guy. Who do you think is gonna win this match, and why? And are you gonna cry?
If it's Cena's last match, I will cry retroactively. But promo or no promo, it was always going to be Theory. They're not going to put a title on John unless they intend on having him lose the very next night on Raw, either back to Theory or to somebody else, which would be hilarious
and dumb. But yeah,
in my mind, if he wins the title from Theory and then drops it the next night to a debuting Jay White, I'm okay. But
okay. All right.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly. we're still completely burying Theory, but yeah, I'm okay with that.
Or if he beats Theory and then he loses a unification match to Gunther the next night with one shot, you know, we can do something like that. But yeah, continue.
The problem is Cena's promo was too good because no matter what, Theory can't win. It's like he said in the promo, like, if you lose to me, you prove that you weren't ready. And if you beat me, then guess what? People still aren't going to care about you, and you don't have me to hype your name up anymore. And that's exactly it. Like after Theory beats Cena on Saturday, where does he go from here? He continues to be a United States champion in a division that he's already wrestled pretty much everyone there was to wrestle that we would care about taking the title off him. Not like if they gave us a random surprise, like if Chad Gable or Mustafa Ali took the title off him, that's great. But I was gonna say
Gable was the first dude I thought of because I was like, they're kind of splitting Otis/Otis from him, and I think Triple H is high on Gable. He's called him like the workhorse of Raw, so I could see him being rewarded with the U.S. title run this year. And
there was rumors that he was in line for a singles push, and multiple people have sung his praises. Even, you know, you may not like when the guy opens his mouth nowadays, but Dax was singing the guy's praises, something fierce, just a few days ago. So that's an idea, but so we're all going with Theory, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So what do you guys think out of 5 stars this match will be? I'm going to say 2.5.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like, I feel like it's going to be just average. Just because, like you said, I don't know how far Cena wants to take things.
Yeah.
I'll give it I think actually a 3.5. We have a loose Cena. If we have a loose Cena, Theory is a good wrestler regardless of his shortcomings as of late, and a comeback Cena could be a 3.5. I'll give it 3.5.
Okay, Cena.
I'm being optimistic.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with 3.5 too. I think he took this match because he has time off and he can afford to wrestle a match. It's not like that SmackDown tag team match he wrestled with Owens where he was really only in it to give AAs and not really take any bumps. I think he's capable of putting on a match. I think he's still in shape enough to put on a match. And I like seeing Cena wrestle. So for me, anywhere from 3.5 to 4.
Okay. All right. Just generous, not very generous. That's definitely possible. I'm not doubtful that could happen. It's just not what I think is going to happen. But it's in the realm of possibilities. Real quick, I've decided I don't want to be Charlie anymore. I'm going to be Desmond. So see you in another life, brother. But we're gonna move on to. I'm just going to the list on Wikipedia for the order. So obviously we don't know the order besides the rumor that Theory and Cena will start. And we'll debate the main events a little later. But
I actually don't think it's a rumor. I think they confirmed it. Like Cena, I thought said it.
Oh, okay, cool. So then even better. But next on the list that we're going down is Seth Freakin Rollins versus infamous Pokemon card trader Logan Paul, best known for something. in a match that is Look, this is a contender for match of the weekend. I think there's only one match that truly rivals it to take that. So the feud has been decent to solid, maybe even just straight up good. Logan Paul cut the best promo of his career like 2 weeks ago, which doesn't say that much, but Seth Rollins is insanely over. It's beautiful. Where was this Rollins in 2019? Where was this connection when you needed him to be a top babyface? Like, this is otherworldly. If there wasn't a Cody, Rollins should be the guy to dethrone Reigns. But there is a Cody. But if not, Rollins is the guy. 100%. He is on another level right now. I love to see it. I've always been a Rollins guy out of the Shield boys, and so I'm happy to see him where he is right now. Dude has had. I think he's the new Mr. WrestleMania. I think if we're gonna pass that title on to anyone, it's Seth Rollins. I think his track record speaks for itself.
Fair.
And I think this match is going to be awesome. I have such high expectations for this match, but I think they will meet them because Logan Paul has, in a small sample size, had a damn near perfect career so far.
Literally,
it's
it's
he
true.
had one of the best matches of Miz's career. He had one of the best matches of Roman's title run, and he had a great tag match to debut. Like he's killing it,
and he was good in the Rumble.
Yeah. Oh my God, that spot where Ricochet was the highlight of Ricochet's career in WWE, obviously. So he's on fire. This match is going to be great. That being said, Sawyer, Reverend Sawyer, who do you think is going to win this match?
Okay, so I don't know the full match card, but I am also.
Sorry, I got you guys mixed up. But yeah, sorry, Sawyer.
you did. He's Saeed. But I have a weird feeling that this is also going to be the best match. I haven't even heard the rest of the matches yet and don't know all of them. There are a few that I know, of course, but I think this is going to be the best match. Also, with that being said, I kind of don't know. I mean, Seth needs a win because he's been losing like shit unless something's changed in the last month. And Logan's coming off the L from Roman. Shit. Damn. My heart says Seth, but my head kind of says Logan.
Okay, let me give you a little bit of what else has been going on in the build besides some good promos. Logan has knocked Seth out twice with his lucky punch that he does, his lucky sucker punch. So he's knocked him out twice in the build, if that sways you one way or the other.
It does. Seth is going to win.
All right. There we go. Yeah.
And I want him to win anyway, but I'm with you. I think, all right, I must say, as somebody who absolutely loathes hearing Logan Paul coming to wrestling, this has not been bad at all. Like, literally at all. I can't pinpoint any spot, any match, any promo that has not been good for his brand, his character, and everything he's doing. I've actually become a Logan Paul fan, which I'm disgusted by, but here we are.
So I understand but we got to separate the two. You got to separate the art from the artist right now, and you got to separate the art from the artist's other art because like Logan Paul the wrestler, phenomenal. Logan Paul the person, detestable. Garbage. Man. Yeah, I mean, God, I hope he gets hit by a bus one day. Like, he's just the worst.
Like Mean Girl style, though? Like, he's okay? He just, like, fucks his neck up, like Mean Girl style?
The dude abuses animals. Like, I don't even care. I'm not rooting for anything bad to happen, but I'm not going to be sympathetic if it does.
Do you guys want this to happen before or after he wins the main title?
After, because that's egg on WWE's face.
Yeah, actually, yeah, good point. But yeah, Yeah, he could get hit by a bus, whichever style you want. Just be lenient with the bus driver, Judge, please. You know,
We're gonna get
um,
canceled.
aren't we?
Well, I was trying to
feel
cover us, and y'all said no. So
All I
Nope,
said
it's
was
fine.
I very clearly said I'm not rooting for anything bad to happen to him. I'm just not going to feel sympathetic if something bad does happen to him. I stand by that.
Yeah,
You know
and I'm
the
just
meme-
saying, if someone accidentally hit him with a bus, be lenient with the sentence. Also,
You guys
this
know
whole
the gif
podcast
with
is like
the-
satire.
You know the gif with the dog in the fire drinking coffee saying this
Everything's
is fine.
fine. This is
This
fine.
is absolutely fine. Whatever.
Yeah, nothing bad is gonna happen. Oh no, we said something bad. Logan Paul has done worse things than we're saying right now, and he has faced no consequences. He is richer than
And he's
like,
done them all
everyone.
on camera.
Yeah. So who are we? But anyway, that being said, Hurley, who do you have in this match?
It's really weird because Logan, the wrestler, really needs a win. I don't think he has any wins.
Yeah, he beat the Miz. Of course he beat.
He beat The
He
Miz.
beat the Miz. Okay,
Mhm.
And they beat the Mysterios.
and they did beat the Miz. You're right.
Yep.
yeah, WrestleMania last year.
Yeah, you're right.
The only L he has is Roman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's only had fucking 4.
So yeah, then
5
screw
matches.
it. It's gonna be Seth. I thought Logan just had like a bunch of L's that he needed to like come back from. And Seth is absolutely a guy who could take an L and then bounce back from it like nothing happened. But
he's done enough of that, I would
I know,
say.
and I agree. I'm not saying I would want Logan to win, but I could see it happening.
Yeah.
But I think Seth is gonna win.
So you're going Seth. All right. Sawyer's going Seth. Saeed, who do you have in this match?
Make that 3 for Seth freaking Rollins. I do agree with you guys. I think this is going to be one of the better matches of the weekend. There's actually 2 I'm eyeing that I think could truly compete with it on the men's side, but we will get there. I think Logan is also going to catch Seth with one of these lucky shots, but Seth's not going to lose. He'll probably like end up rolling out of the ring or something, and that'll end up costing Logan. But he's definitely going to get knocked the fuck out at some point.
Yeah. So you're going with Seth, you said, right?
Yes.
I'm going with Seth too. I do think it's close. I'm leaning 60-40 Seth because there's every chance, like, the Miz is the host of WrestleMania. There's every chance he's getting involved because he's been a small part of this feud, because the Miz is Miz serves no purpose besides being like the equivalent of a backstage interviewer in other people's feuds. So there's a chance he'll get involved with this so that Seth has someone to beat up after, because Logan will be gone. That's the only iffy, but I'm going with Seth too because he took the loss to Cody the year before. I think he's so hot right now. You got to give him this big WrestleMania win. You're not giving him a main event like this. All the guy fucking wants, which, I guess who doesn't in the company want a main event WrestleMania, but not everyone that wants the main event WrestleMania has done enough to earn it, and Seth has done more than enough to earn it. So I think this is going to be his big, WrestleMania moment. That's going to be like, hey, you did main event, but you had the best match of the weekend, and you won against a bigger star than we have wrestling in the company. So, that's good. That's good for Seth.
What are the odds they put this on last to draw in all of Logan Paul's fans to watching the entire pay-per-view?
That honestly wouldn't even be the worst idea, especially because it's night 1. Who cares?
Yeah.
Smart.
And it's Logan Paul's birthday, so it's WWE, so he's gonna lose because it's his birthday, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So what are you guys thinking on this star-wise? I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 4.5-star match, man.
Yeah,
I have a lot
right.
of faith in this match.
That sounds about right.
I'm absolutely going 6. This is going to be phenomenal. I don't care
Chad,
what
I'm
he's
sorry.
done outside.
Chad, it's not in the Tokyo Dome. It can't be a 6-star match.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's got a point, Sting.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that, but
Apologies.
maybe that's how good Logan Paul is. It'll be a 5, but a 7 in the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
But again, also these are our star ratings. I don't care about Meltzer star ratings, but I also don't hate them. It's just the guy's opinion. Who cares, right?
Yeah. Also, remember, it's LA. They rate harder in LA.
That's true. There's a lot of
you
stars.
Could be in LA.
LA.
You could be in LA 10 and a Midwest 6. Or no, that's backwards. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the other way around. Wait, Oh no.
LA6 and Midwest.
So these matches might be amazing, but because it's LA,
Yeah.
you know.
Gotta take a few knocks off there.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to a women's match.
4.5, by the way.
I thought you said that. Yeah, I thought
I
you
didn't
said
say
agreed.
anything.
Oh, okay, I swear you did because I knew you said 4.5.
You not verbally, but you motion lead agreed. I can't think. Non-verbally agreed. Yeah.
So we're gonna go to a women's match, which I don't know how James is gonna feel because there's a couple of foreigners in here, but there's a lot of foreigners in here actually. It is Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control, which consists of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, not Io Shirai. Who is that? And this match, went from being just this match is going to be fun because it's the fun Legends match on the show, and it's going to be fun. I'd like to real quick address some hypothetical but real, but just not actually here watching the video. Detractors. This is better than Dakota and Io defending the tag titles in a pointless multi-tag team women's match at Mania. People actually watch this match afterwards and remember it somewhat. And it's just a bigger spotlight for them. So this is fantastic for Io and Dakota. For Becky and Bayley, they're just getting hey, you guys are legends, work with the legends. That's cool for them. For the legends, it's great for them. They get to turn back the clock a little bit and have some moments that, to be honest with you, they didn't even have the chance back in their day. Yeah, Lita and Trish got their main event of Raw, but you add up their total WrestleMania time, it's probably going to equal to the length of this match, and this match might be a little longer. The build has been okay. Becky has been feeding with Damage Control for way too long, but the hype I have for this increased significantly from this past Monday. Yesterday in our real time, but a couple of days ago, based on when this probably comes out, Becky pretty much shat all over Damage Control in a promo, similar to Cena and Theory, where she just said, "Hey, you guys haven't done fucking shit, and you're stifling the careers of these two women, Bayley. Io Sky's a freaking badass. Where has she been? What has she been doing? She's been being held back." And then after running them down, Becky had a fantastic match with Io Sky right after, and it was awesome, and it made me so hyped. And I'm just gonna give you guys a summary of my Raw review last night. That match between Becky and Io was so fucking awesome that I was thinking oh man, this whole show is just gonna be filled with kick-ass matches to get you hyped for Mania, and that's gonna be the go-home show. It was just great match. If the matches are this good on Raw, imagine how good they're gonna be this weekend. But no, the rest of the show sucked after that. And it was just that was the anomaly on the show, that this match was awesome. And that Io Sky is back and, is relevant again. And it's great. That being said, there's some rumors that Trish Stratus might turn heel and cost her team the match, setting up a SummerSlam match with Becky. Damage Control could turn on Bayley. So this could go either way, and shenanigans can happen. Or the Legends can just win. There's so many ways this can go, none of which are bad, I think. I think this match is just going to be fun. I think there's reasonable. It's going to be a perfectly fine 6-person tag, So Saeed, I would say you're a pretty big women's wrestling fan. You're about as big a fan as a lot of these people as I am. So who do you have in this match and why?
So I'm going to pick door number 3 of the options you gave. I think the Legends and Becky are going to win. I do kind of like the idea of Trish turning either after the match or maybe on Monday to set up SummerSlam at some point. But I think, especially after Becky's promo, they might be starting to try to think about separating Damage Control and getting Io and Dakota out from under Bayley's wings and letting them go. And I think a loss here allows them to do that because it kind of proves Becky's point from Monday. And then you could do all the Trish Stratus stuff later and then get both things done while still having the Legends win and stuff. So I think that's the way I do it. So that's the way I think they're going to do it.
And you know what? That makes sense because one thing that Becky is very consistent with is her promos not being empty and usually having some sort of weight and meaning that usually comes to fruition at some point or another. My wild card outcome for this is that Damage Control turns on Bayley, the Legends both turn on Becky, and then Becky and Bayley team up to fight them both teams.
I don't hate that.
I don't know how that works with the tag titles.
Yeah,
but,
it's a little bit of overbooking, though, in my opinion. So
yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm saying it's the most out there one. That's not really being planted at. But I think this ends with Bayley turning face, which is very long overdue. I think her return has been a little bit of a miss, so her freshening it up by turning face would be good. That being said, when we get to Hurley, who do you have in this six woman tag?
I have the Legends and Lita.
Oh
no, I don't even mean that. I love Lita. I love Lita. Just I hated her as a kid when she was with Lynch.
That was good as shit, James.
Right?
The Matt Hardy fanboy came out of him so hard right there.
It really did.
Very much so.
It really did. Just like Matt Hardy,
I thought it was the Christian fan in you.
No, I think the Legends and Becky get the win. It doesn't, like, I could see the Trish turn happening, and I think Trish as a heel works so well, but why cost yourself a WrestleMania win?
Yeah. When she could cost them the tag titles, like literally the next night on Raw, like 2 weeks later. Yeah,
exactly. Say you guys only won because of me. When it's the two of you, you're losers.
Especially if Trish gets the pin.
Exactly.
You know?
So I think we get the win at Mania for the Legends and Becky, and then I think the turn comes either at Monday Night Raw the next night or closer to maybe SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And
also, too, I think
there's more story options if the faces win.
Yes.
Also, we kind of saw on Raw as well that the Miz was kind of trying to goad, I think, Trish into being like, "Why'd you come back to be?" to take a back seat to Becky, and Lita answered for her. So I think they are trying to build to this Trish thing. When they pull the trigger, we'll see. But SummerSlam sounds like a good time for a match.
Yeah, I mean, I think no matter what, they have the match at SummerSlam, but
unless there's a Saudi show coming up. But
I mean, I think there is. I think the next 3 pay-per-views are going to be outside of the U.S. You got the Puerto Rico, London, and Saudi. But I don't think they'll do that match there. But if they did, whatever at this point. But Sawyer, you're a bit of a ladies' man. Which team do you have in this match?
I'm also going the Legends and Becky. I don't know how many people, but I'm one of the guys who liked the idea of Damage Control, and I think just the idea,
everyone loved the idea. Everyone was hyped at SummerSlam.
Yeah, the execution has been subpar.
I have not enjoyed the stable at all. What's another L? I mean, they were tag champions. They don't need a win right here. I agree with you guys. I think Trish gets the pin too.
Yeah, I could see it just makes more sense for the faces to win. So I'm also gonna go with the faces because there's just more story. Like, what does the win do for Damage Control? Like, I feel like their time is coming. They're not gonna be around much longer. So why give them? I hope that we're past the point of like having like groups like the League of Nations beat the New Day when they were gonna break up, like kick someone out the next night and then break up a couple weeks later. Like why do that when you could just have the faces win, which would make Trish's turn down the line a little more shocking and upsetting because they were strong units. So that's cool. Also, it's as long as EO doesn't get pinned, that's fine. Like pin Bayley, pin Dakota. Either way, it's fine. Ideally, you pin Bayley because then it gives more credence to EO and Dakota being like, you know what? Maybe we really don't need you. Maybe you have been holding us back. So I think the match is going to be fun because it's just set up to be fun because you have the legends in it, you know. And this is the only time, hopefully, that I bring up AEW in this. But man, AEW has really made me more excited for Legends Wrestling lately. You know, I'm not saying they're going to be Sting about it, but you know, maybe if they're Jarrett about it, you know, we'll see. We'll see where the line lands. Yeah, it's still good. But I'm gonna say that this will be a 3-star match. It'll just be fun. You know, that you can't grade it on the same scale as like, you know, Rollins Paul, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be a fun 3 stars. What about you guys?
Yeah, this feels like the Legends match where like I usually end up getting drunk and I enjoy it the most, even though it's not the best match.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened when Sting fought Triple H. Like it was terrible, but I was hammered, and the NWO and DX coming back was so much fun. So I feel like it's gonna be that, so it'll probably average itself out to about a 2.5, 3.
Yeah, I hated that, but I understand. I can understand the context where you enjoyed it because it is. I'm still bitter about that actually.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just a big Sting guy and a decently sized not Triple H guy. So like that, I hated all that. Also, why would the NWO help Sting? Like,
Yeah, it was really dumb. It was so.
But like, it was fun. It was fun. I'm not gonna lie and say it wasn't fun.
I forget who it was, but somebody yells, "Whose side are they on?" when the NWO came out, and that was just chef's kiss.
That's good. But what about you other two? What do you think?
3 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 is good.
Yeah.
I think that's
a fun 3 stars. That's all. It doesn't need to be more than that.
Yeah, and we don't want it to be. I mean, if they go out
if you guys have a better match than 3 stars, we're gonna be pissed. All right.
No, but I mean, look, if they go out there and have like this ridiculously crazy wrestling expedition, I'll be like, awesome. But I'm not expecting that from them. So
yeah, we have reasonable expectations that we'll be happy if they're met and ecstatic if they're exceeded.
Exactly. It's like Cocaine Bear. When you go see Cocaine Bear, you know what you want. And as long as you get that, you're good. If it's better than that, even better.
Yeah, and that's gonna definitely take home some awards at the Grammys. I assume it'll win some Grammys.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't think there's any other awards it could possibly win. So after this, speaking of award-winning stuff, oh boy, Brock Lesnar, Omos, Hurley, who do you got?
I would just like to, before I get into it, I just want to say how shocked I am by how many people online are either legitimately getting into Omos or just trying to meme him in the same way people memed Tamina into a win.
The Homo sapiens.
Yes,
that's pretty good.
That's
my first time hearing that.
Yeah,
you gotta get to Reddit more.
It's all over Reddit.
But the rumor is Brock is going to be gone for a while after this. I could see him putting over Omos if he's leaving. The last time, according to reports, the last time Brock took off this much time was when he put over Drew as cleanly as he did. I'm not saying he's going to put Omos over as cleanly as he put over Drew, but I think it is actually a possibility that Omos wins. That said, I know better than to ever bet against Brock Lesnar unless you're modern day Roman Reigns. So I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar. But I'm being prepared to regret that choice.
Regret is a strong word. It's weird. It's impressive that you can feel anything about this whatsoever. But that being said, Saeed, who do you think is going to win this match? And isn't this better than a Brock Gunther match? Like, who wanted that, right? Like, this is Apex Wrestling right here.
Yeah, absolutely nobody wanted that match. So James took everything I was going to say. So, but for all of those reasons that he listed, I am going to pick Omos, just because I think Brock is going to, do this guy a solid on his way out. And and when he comes back, it'll be cool. And that's probably when we'll get the Gunther match, because maybe Gunther will have the title by then, the main title. So Yeah, I got Omos here. Plus, we've all picked the same thing for the first 3 matches, so let me go in a different direction.
I was gonna point that out after this if it didn't somehow there wasn't any variation. But okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Sawyer, what do you think about this match?
I'm actually on Rev's side. Oh, I don't care about the match. I don't really want to see it. Brock Lesnar is going to be Brock Lesnar. But I do think Omos is going to win. I think they've tried their best to pull the trigger on him for a while, and it just wasn't clicking. I mean, it's still not really well. Apparently, according to Reddit, it's clicking now. But I think that if you are trying to build him, and I mean MVP is a decent mouthpiece, so I guess a WrestleMania win will propel him of sorts. So I definitely think they're trying to gun for Omos.
I would like to say that MVP is better than a decent mouthpiece. I'd say he's a phenomenal top tier mouthpiece.
I agree.
But you know, you can only
it's
talk
the client
about,
in this situation. Yeah, that's what I agree.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you there. So wait, I'm sorry. Who did you're going with? You're going with Omos? You're going with the shitpost, or you're going with Brock? You're going with Omos. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Brock because I just don't want to be in the world where Omos gets the win, because then what's the point? What was the? So we're not even gonna get the only possible attraction of this match, which is Lesnar hitting an F5 on this guy. Like,
he'll hit an F5.
There's no way he hits an F5 and it's not the finish. There's no way. I genuinely believe Omos couldn't get up after that.
I think that if he hits the F5, his long ass body keeps him close to the ropes. That MVP uses it for the rope break. Brock tries to murder MVP, and then Omos is like, I got one left in the chamber, and then he does whatever his fucking finisher is to him. I don't know what it is. I could see that as a way of keeping Brock strong and still giving Omos the win. But
you know what? He's gonna win because Cody's gonna beat Omos clean. Fuck!
There's also
wrong, James.
They've been teasing the Hurt Business and MVP a lot in the background of stuff.
They've been teasing it for so long, and I don't even care anymore.
I know, but I'm just saying that it could be in
also,
play.
It didn't used to be teased. It was in the forefront, and ever since Lesnar pivoted from Lashley to Omos, it's disappeared or been in the background. When this was, you can tease stuff that works, but when it's downgraded from being in the forefront to the background, who gives a fuck? It's not even. It is regression of the story. So who?
Fair.
Who cares? The idea of Omos winning means all of this is pointless, and there's not even the excitement of Lesnar hitting like a suplex and F5 and winning the match, and the match going under 5 minutes.
Quiet as kept. Brock needs a win as well.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of matches.
He's been losing like shit lately, or whenever he's on the scene. But
there's not really a lot of upside to Omos winning. Like Omos.
Well, for Omos fans, there are.
The Homo sapiens are gonna be hyped.
Look, and as great, as clever of a name as that is, I don't want another Tamina incident, because it's like, we also had Veers coming. They pick their guys, and it's funny when the joke is happening, but it's, the closer we get, it's not funny anymore. We can live in a world where Omos wins this match and then goes on to be #1 contender. And do you really want to ruin Cody's title reign off the get-go? Like
again,
come on.
The winner of this match will be very telling as to who's really behind creative.
Yeah, if Omos wins, Vince is behind creative, and if Brock wins, Vince is still probably behind creative. But there's some doubt. But anyway, instead of star rating, because let's be real here, it's not going to be good. Will it be better than the Great Khali versus Kane from like WrestleMania 25, 24, 26, whatever year
it was 23 because they were trying to recreate Hogan versus Andre.
Which they were with the spot, but not with the build. I didn't see that coming, that this was going to be that was very random.
It was super random, but that's entirely why they did the match. And like it was reported even before the match was booked. Yeah, that's what it's about. And
American hero Kane, which
depends on what part of the country you're in.
Foreshadowing, major foreshadowing, long-term storytelling there. So yeah, will this be better than the Great Khali versus Kane?
To be fair, I did not loathe that match. I'll just say that.
So you're saying no, it won't be better than that?
No, I think it will be better, but I just didn't hate that match as much as everybody hated that match.
Oh, I didn't hate it either because I actually hated it because Kane lost, but the spot was cool.
Kane absolutely should have won, but the match wasn't as bad as everybody said it was.
I can't answer this question because I've never seen that, but I can tell you that I think we spent more time on this match than the match is going to go.
Absolutely. I blame James for that. James, what do you think? Will it be better than Great Khali versus Kane?
Yes, it will be.
No, it won't. That absolutely. This is not controversial, but I'm going to say it in an aggressive tone of voice like it is controversial. I'm taking a stand right now. Great Khali is better than Omos. That is.
But Brock is better. Brock is better than Kane.
That's debatable, but that's a lot closer of a gap, you know.
Okay, 2003 Brock is better than now Kane, but 1999 Kane is better than a lot of fucking wrestlers.
What about 97 Kane?
98. It's
98 Kane. Damn.
Look, Kane is great. Kane has always been great. He's still great. No one throws a better uppercut than him. Or an uppercut strike. One. Yeah.
Him,
amazing.
Him, Roman, and Goldust. Sorry, James.
Taker's
yeah.
Nothing compared to Kane. But anyway, moving on, because I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm trying to be happy here. We're moving on to another women's match. It is for the Raw Women's Championship. It is Bianca Belair versus Asuka, Murder Clown Asuka, versus the EST of WrestleMania, the new Undertaker, undefeated at the Showcase of the Immortals, beating the likes of Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. And that's it. But, you know, that's top fucking tier right now. Wait, there's someone else I'm missing, I think, that she fought at WrestleMania, but I could be wrong about that, or I'm not wrong about that. But anyway, this match has had a terrible build, and not actually terrible. This match has had no build. It's been the same thing for weeks.
It's had the Asuka build. What do you mean?
I would say this was more of the Bianca build. Bianca's had two really bad builds and one good build. And the good build stemmed off of a match that everyone was pissed off about, which was the 26-second title match that Becky won. But that was the best feud of her career and the best WrestleMania build she's had out of the three so far.
And Asuka has not had a good build since NXT.
Well, she hasn't had a WrestleMania program really since the Charlotte one. So, you know, there's not a lot of... It's the same sample size somehow.
Okay.
But, yeah, this has been a bad build, a nothing build. And they weren't even on Raw yesterday, just so you guys know. They just had a video package. But that being said, this match will probably be fucking great if it's given time. I think it'll be given less time than the other women's title match. And it might even be given less time than the 6-woman tag. But if it's given 12 minutes, those 12 minutes will be great. If it's given 9 minutes, it's a little upsetting, but those 9 minutes will be great. If it's given any less than that, it's going to be bad. But if it's given 10 plus minutes, oh boy, this match will be fantastic. But it's pretty tough to call. But Sawyer, you're gonna make that call right now. Who do you think's gonna win this match?
Okay, this is.
Let me frame this one other way. Mm-hmm. It is someone who is undefeated at WrestleMania. Granted, it's only 2 matches. versus someone who is always defeated at WrestleMania, has not won a WrestleMania match yet in Asuka. So, who do you have?
That only made it slightly
Which streak continues? Which streak continues?
Okay, so damn. This is like, I know it shouldn't be this hard, but it's really, really hard because, of course, my mind thinks the way they book Asuka, even if she seems to be a bigger deal now than she ever was, which is untrue, but that kind of makes me think she has a chance. But I also know that for some reason WWE fucking hates Asuka, and everyone loves Bianca, and she's undefeated at WrestleMania, as you said, and she's the new John Cena, and that makes me think she wins. But like, I kind of like really, really want Asuka to win. But we're talking about what I think is going to happen. I'm going to go Bianca.
Okay, that's reasonable. There's every chance. And to continue the train of thought you seem to have been on, like, I think the reason to lean towards Asuka, especially besides loving Asuka, is like, this might be the tipping point for Bianca if she wins this match. You know, like, it might be more hurtful in the short run for her to win this match. She might start getting booed and start finally being resented for beating everyone. We talked about how Damage Control was fumbled, so they were fumbled because Bianca beat them 3-on-1 multiple times, like, and not in like a 3-on-1 match, but beat Bayley in singles matches with heavy interference without backup multiple times. So like, eventually that resentment's gonna start to show itself from the crowd, and I don't think it'll be unwarranted. I don't want it because I like Bianca, and I think they're right for pushing her so heavily. But if Asuka loses again, I could see this happening. But that being said, you could build a WrestleMania streak off this and make that into something for Charlotte to beat next year, obviously. You know, because of course they're going to do that. But
when we get to the other match, remind me to give my little hot take on what I think should happen. The other women's title match.
I figured. All right. Yeah. Got you there. Saeed, I think you really, really love Asuka. So how do you feel about this match? Who do you think is going to win?
I think it would be a complete waste to bring back Killer Clown Asuka and have her lose at WrestleMania. It would be just completely stupid, in my opinion. I also don't know what else they can do with Bianca right now as champion. I feel like she's kind of beaten everybody else from what I've seen. So I feel Asuka finally getting a win at WrestleMania, especially this, Kana style Asuka, and Bianca losing the title and allowing her to go off and do something else. I think that works best for both parties. So I'm going to pick Asuka. Plus, also, like I said, it'd be really fucking stupid if Killer Clown Asuka lost.
To interject, Demon
it's WWE.
Finn Balor lost.
I know, but
this is WWE.
I know, but I'm just saying I think it'd be dumb. And
it's down
different.
On my decision now. Bianca's definitely gonna win.
I see like Asuka differently than Demon Finn though, like, because Asuka's not really, spooky and possibly supernatural rather. She's just
tell that to the weird shit that comes out of her mouth.
Well, I was gonna say, like, she just has that. But
yeah, who knows? Maybe at WrestleMania she starts flopping like a fish on the floor like the Demon did. You can't rule these things out.
Why have they not built up? Like, I think this is, if there were a time, this is the time to build Asuka as like the perfect heel. It's working. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves Asuka, period.
But that's why everybody loves her.
But she can be a murderous clown, and I think people would turn on her. Or at least boo her. At least boo her.
I don't think so. I think it would take a special talent for her to obliterate, for her to get booed. People love the Asuka's gonna kill you stuff. People love that.
Yeah, but I still think you can get the chance and be heel. Yeah, I think you get the chance and be heel.
Even when she was a heel. That was a boring heel turn. They betrayed friggin' Paige. Nobody cared. People were booing out of apathy. They weren't booing because they disliked what she was doing.
I think you're projecting, but okay. Also, murder clowns. That's so 2017, bro. Okay, like
That's fair.
if this was 6 years ago, yeah, I expect to walk into a subway station and see a clown with a knife, and then decide whether I'm gonna run or just, let what's gonna happen. But this isn't then. Also, just a world out there for potential Bianca win. Maybe they're gonna unify the titles. Because part of me now thinks, and we'll talk about this later, part of me thinks that if someone wins in the main event, they have a new belt design and they might just merge those two titles and just have the one. So maybe that happens with the tag titles too. So then maybe you do that with the women's title, which I've been adamantly against and still am because they don't have a mid-card title. But maybe that's what happens. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just throwing the idea out there. That being said, Hurley, I don't know who's your Libby in this situation, but who do you think's going to win this match?
I want it to be Asuka. It should be Bianca.
Should be, okay.
Because if Asuka's big moment comes off of a nothing-ass feud, that's just disappointing. And that's not to say, we've seen in the past bad feuds result in excellent matches.
With Bianca before.
Yeah.
The Sasha match was terrible feud. Fantastic match.
But to see Bianca's reign end on, compare it to Roman's reign. Obviously, it's not as long, but it is the longest women's reign I can remember in a very, very long time. To see it just end with no care or true effort put into the build just feels wrong.
Yeah.
So I would love it if Asuka won. I'd be cheering if Asuka won, but it would be a shame to see this epic reign end with no build, no heat at all.
That's a fair point, but I think that brings up several other points that we can dive into. Honestly, I want to save some of that for later, but none of the women's feuds have had great builds. That's been an issue with WWE lately. They've been taking pages out of the AEW creative book, and the women have had just bare minimum nothing stories, and it's upsetting because they got a lot of stars on this roster and a lot of stars on the card at WrestleMania. You got Becky, you got Bayley, you got Bianca, you got Asuka, you got Rhea, you got Charlotte. But Charlotte from Lost better than Charlotte Flair. But and she's a nothing character in Lost. But
to be fair and objective,
to be fair,
I don't think any of us liked it, but the Sasha and Bianca build was decent.
No, it wasn't. Are you misremembering? The build was about Reggie, bro. That was not decent. It was atrocious. They lost to Nia and Shayna. The main events of night one lost 2 weeks before Mania.
Well, I think it was treated as if it were very important. I'll say that.
No, it wasn't.
I think
you're misremembering.
Am I?
No, the match was good. You got to separate the two.
I remember the match being good. I remember
the feud was terrible. They'd had no feud. They just smiled at each other a lot, and Sasha was cocky and I'm gonna win. And then they fought Reggie for weeks. How is that good? How is that special? How is Reggie special in this? He's the third best 24/7 champion of all time. All right, let's maybe
Who's
fourth.
The second?
Dana Brooke. I don't know.
Absolutely Drake Maverick. I'm sorry.
No, he's third, and then Reggie's fourth.
Wait, who's first then?
R-Truth. The title was made for him. You can't take it away from him. That is his baby.
I'm putting Drake over Dana.
Okay, fine. I'm not gonna fight for Dana Brooke in this scenario.
Okay, good.
I'm just saying that Reggie isn't a good fighting over Reggie isn't a good feud. But what were we talking about? Yeah, this
Bianca versus Asuka.
yeah, no, none of the women have had good builds, and it is upsetting. And you know what? There's a rare occasion where Ronda is right, and she's right for talking shit. Where she brings up a valid point that I don't think she's bitter for mentioning that the women having a lot of thought put in their stories lately. I think it's very apparent. So hopefully they just get a lot of time to shine on the show to offset that. Shouldn't be the case, but everyone gave their opinion on this match except for me. I think I'm gonna go with my heart and just say Asuka, which I don't even want that badly because I've already lost interest in this Asuka because the feud's been so poor. But I just, for Bianca's sake, I think she needs to lose the title, and I want her to lose the title. Wants a strong word, but I think it's best for her, long term and short term, to lose the title.
It's time.
Yeah. Also, James said he can't think of a reign that's been this long. Like Becky's from when she won the WrestleMania 35 was longer than this. But you know, I get his point. That's a couple years ago now, technically. So he's not.
And
too
I
far
feel
off.
like a Charlotte reign has been this long as well.
No, Charlotte, for all of her many faults, her longest reign is like 8 months, and it was her very last one before this.
Okay.
Well, they have to continuously take the title off of her so she can get to 18 or whatever it is to break Rick's record.
17. Yep.
But now they're at the point where it's going to happen, so like they can make them a little longer. But moving on to apparently a potential main event of night one, supposedly the main event of night one, and another women's match for another championship. It is Rhea, the freaking best right now, Ripley versus Charlotte. Why the hell is she champion right now? Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, some brief context for this. Ronda was months and months ago, or technically well over a year ago, reportedly going to face Becky Lynch at this WrestleMania. She was going to face Charlotte last year and then face Becky this year. That got nixed because basically Becky Lynch was like, the feud's dead. It's off the boil. Ronda's it's not worth it anymore. Incredibly self-aware of Becky there. So the plan back in like the fall was always for Rhea to win the Rumble, but supposedly she was going to face Ronda for the SmackDown Women's title. So it seemed like no matter what, Rhea was going to not face Bianca, even though that was the obvious solution to every problem we've had with a lot of these builds and the potential outcomes. But Ronda didn't want to do that for whatever reason and wanted to do tag stuff with Shayna, which is understandable. You want to tag with your buddy. Ronda's not very happy to be there, and she's just trying to enjoy her time there. And if her enjoying her time there is taking a back seat, you know what? Fine. Good on you, Ronda. Unfortunately, that means we get another Charlotte title match, or title win, and another Charlotte title match at Mania. Who knows what Charlotte would have been doing at this Mania if she wasn't the champion defending against Rhea? That's interesting to think about. But so now we're here. Rhea wins the Rumble, and she chooses Charlotte. And this feud has also been, believe it or not, it's based on the track record of the other women's matches we've talked about, this feud has been nothing. It's been a nothing feud, even though the story is there with the past between the two. And of course, they've mentioned it, but this feud has never gotten past one brawl and a couple of fine-ish promos. The heat is just not there, and this match might supposedly main event night one. I just don't see it. And I also believe that these two have fought too much because, yeah, they had the Mania match a couple years ago, and that match was good. But they had like 3 title matches for the Raw Women's title when Rhea was the Raw Women's champion, and all those matches were not good. They lost whatever chemistry they had, and I hope they get it back because I'm really rooting for Rhea. Needs this so badly. Rhea's on the precipice of being the top woman star in the company. So having a good showing and beating Charlotte will put her at that level that she should have already been at. But I'm iffy on this. On paper, this should be phenomenal, but I have my hesitations about it. And I also don't believe and this is going to be harsh because, again, I love you, Rhea, and I do think you deserve to main event WrestleMania, but this feud does not warrant a main event. And I'm using main event loosely because I still don't believe in the night one main event is truly, truly a main event. But this feud does not warrant it. And it would feel like forced. It would genuinely feel like the women don't need the handouts to get a main event anymore. They've earned it. Bianca and Becky could have main evented night one last year. Hell, Ronda Charlotte could have main evented night one last year. This is not main event, warrants a main event, especially when we have a hotter feud and story that should main event night one. I don't know if I want this to main event, honestly. And I feel bad saying that because like I said, I think Rhea deserves it. Charlotte, whatever. We all know my feelings about Charlotte. But that being said, this match seems pretty cut and dry, but it is Charlotte, so you never know. Let's see, who do I want to go first? Who's gonna? I just want Sawyer to go first. I want Sawyer to go first. I don't care who went first last time. Sawyer, who do you have in this match? And should it main event?
200% Rhea Ripley, and no, it should not main event. Which sucks because Rhea deserves a main event. I'm with you. This has been very blah. Yeah, how do you not play up the history of Charlotte taking the NXT title and becoming the queen of NXT and then fighting her 15 times for the Raw Women's Championship? Like, ridiculous. I think Rhea wins. I think we do get Bianca Rhea for the combined or unified women's championship. So I don't know why. I just feel like it's coming. I always thought it was weird that one title was not unified. And I feel like now is, I guess, the time for them to do it, if they're going to do it. If not, whatever, fuck it. But if so, I just want to see Rhea and fucking Bianca. I've always wanted to see Rhea and Bianca. They've made passes and segues, and I want it.
They're the women's Bryan and Punk is, I think, the best way to look at them. They're those people that are kind of parallel to each other in a way, and you want to see them mix it up. You always want to see them mix it up. So, yeah, I see that. I see that. I'm with you there. Let's see. Who do I want to go to next? I don't think it matters. So, Saeed, who do you have in this match, and should it main event night one?
I don't know about main event. It's kind of tough to say that, especially after you said like all the shitty builds, starting with the fact that Rhea's going after Charlotte in the first place. I was right there with you when they announced that, and I think you and I had a very good rant about that on an episode a while back. I mean, I think it has to be Rhea here. Like, she is white hot right now. She's so over. I think it helps to legitimize Judgment Day if they have a champion in it. I feel like they haven't really had one. So I don't remember if Damian had the U.S. title while he was in Judgment Day, but either way, like
no, that was pre-Judgment Day.
Yeah, so exactly, like I feel like that would help to legitimize Judgment Day, and just putting it on Rhea here is a culmination of this new version of Rhea. So I think that's the smart move, and I think she wins.
I will say that they did acknowledge the history in the build, but it's not driving the story like it should. Like, Rhea is not hell-bent, or she has mentioned that she needs to beat Charlotte, but it's never reached that other gear to really play off the history where it's brought up and it is the focal point of the feud, but it's just a feud where nothing has happened besides that, and it's never gotten to another gear. So Hurley, who do you have in this match, and should it main event night one?
It absolutely shouldn't main event night one. It will actually hurt Rhea, I think, in the long run if it main events night one. I have Rhea winning because, my God, how can they make the same mistake 3 times? I have Rhea winning. I think I have a feeling they're gonna really make us all happy, and it won't main event. But I don't know for sure.
Yeah, it's tough to say. It's really tough to say whether it's going to main events or not. Like I said, I already said I don't think it should. I think Rhea should, but I don't think the feud warrants it. But the match will probably be pretty good. Despite that, I hope so. I hope it's more like their first WrestleMania match and not like their 3 other matches. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Rhea because it's the right move, and I think we're gonna have a really, really good match out of this. That being said, what are you guys thinking from this match? I'm gonna go a little lower than it could easily exceed. I'm gonna say 3.5 stars for this match.
That's good. I'm going 2.5.
Okay. Hurley?
I'm going to give it 3.5. I think both, as much as we don't like Charlotte, she can go. She's always been good in the ring. I'm just tired of her. And
yeah,
my cats are fighting harder than they're going to fight at Mania. And Rhea's great. So, yeah, I'm going to go 3.5.
All right. That's understandable. Like I said, Charlotte is great. I think she phones in a lot more now than she used to. But, you know, we'll see. Saeed, Reverend, who do you have? What do you think is going to be star-wise?
See, I think talent-wise, this could be up to a 4.5, but I just don't think it's going to live up to that sort of expectation. So I think 3.5 sounds about right. I think it's going to come in somewhere in there. Maybe even gets like a 3.25. I know sometimes we can go quarter stars there. So I feel like that's about right, but it could definitely be a lot better than that. It's just, I just don't think they're going to have the opportunity, especially if it goes on main event. I feel like it could unfortunately not live up to that slot, and then it's just gonna make it look even worse than it probably will be. So
let me ask you this, Rev, because I'm sorry, but because I think you just made me think of something I think is really interesting. If it main events, I think the problem with it is that it's going to be a long night. The crowd's going to be tired. If you have this match main event where the investment isn't there from the crowd, you'll hear it. You'll hear how much more quiet they are. Whereas if you have Sami and Kevin facing the Usos main event, the crowd will come back alive. Like, right? Like, is that crazy to say that the crowd will find that second wind if it's Sami and Kevin?
I think it's reasonable. I think when we were there, and granted this was all one night at whatever number of Mania that was in New Jersey, but like we came back alive for Becky. You know, that main evented, and that was a big deal for all of us. So it's possible. I think you're right, though. I think because it's not announced where it is, and I think just story-wise, Kevin and Sami versus Usos is probably your best bet here. You close out night 1, and we'll get to the predictions of who we think are going to win that in a second. But you close out night 1 with that, and then that drives the story with Roman and Cody into night 2. So I think that would be the play, but obviously they haven't announced it, so we'll see what they end up doing.
So let's talk about a match that I think, and I think a lot of people think, should main event night 1 of WrestleMania, and that is the tag team title match between the Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Maybe the other 2 hottest baby faces on the roster besides Cody. What a great world we live. Look at how many fucking white hot baby faces we have. We have Kevin Owens, we have Seth Rollins, we have Sami Zayn, we have Cody Rhodes. We have 4 strong top baby faces. And then you got some secondary ones like Drew and Sheamus. But, you know, we're living in a world where we're spoiled. But Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn reunited, and they're going to help take down the Bloodline in a story that has been set for months and months. That goes back to Sami first joining the Bloodline and his beef with Jay and the emotional roller coaster we went on with that between War Games and the Tribal Council and the Royal Rumble ending. There's been so much great story in this, and we're not going to do it justice here because our show's running long and we're all have kind of run out of things to say, but I don't think anyone who's watched the storyline will say it's bad. And I don't even think people who are just hearing about the storyline can say it's bad. You can't in good faith say this is a bad story because it's not. It is quite possibly the best story wrestling has told in decades. And I don't even think that's hyperbolic. It is up for debate, but it is in contention for sure. And it's one of the best stories of our lifetime, truly. I mean, and give credit to where it's due. Jay has been phenomenal in this. Sami has reached another level that we always wanted him to reach, but we didn't know was in the cards for him. Kevin Owens has been great and played his part to perfection in almost an underrated way. And Jimmy Uso has been there. So, hats off to everyone. Jimmy, keep your hat on, please. But hats off to everyone else. Good job, boys. This has been otherworldly. I think we're all leaning in one direction, but let's still say it anyway. We'll go one by one. Saeed, who do you have in this match?
It's got to be Kevin and Sami. It has to be, because when we talk about the Roman Cody match later, like, this weekend is the start of the downfall for the Bloodline. It has to be. So, and Jimmy and Jay losing their titles and giving Roman an outlet for his anger when, spoiler for my pick, he loses his titles, is the way to go here. So it's Kevin and Sami. You have this great emotional moment with the two of them. They get to win tag gold together for the first time in WWE. It's going to be great. I'm so excited for this match because I think it's going to be great, and I'm really thrilled for Kevin and Sami. Like, from where they've been, and I'll go a little indie story here because wait, James is gone.
Oh shit! Where did he go? Did anyone see where he went? Because I was about to throw to him after you.
Well, since he's not here, I'll throw some indie background from when they were wrestling in PWG, which is what they kind of mentioned on Monday with them starting in Los Angeles and getting their break there. It culminating now all the way to here at WrestleMania in, again, Los Angeles. It's huge for them. So I'm so thrilled for the two of them, and this match is going to be great. It really is. It's going to, even if the wrestling isn't perfect, which I think with these four guys it might be, the emotion of this match will be something that we haven't seen probably since Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania all those years ago. And the emotions of this match and the Roman Cody match are going to be something just so unbelievably great, and I'm looking forward to it so much.
Yeah, just the moment where Jay and Sami are the two legal men and they hesitate to touch each other and they let that moment breathe, the crowd is going to go ape shit for that, and rightfully so. So yeah, I agree with everything you just said. Sawyer, where are you landing on this one?
I absolutely agree with Rev. I think it would be an actual cardinal sin for Sami Zayn not to win every match he's in for the next year. I said what I said. I don't care who I have to email, who I have to write and scream at. Sami Zayn needs to win every single match for the rest of his career. Now, the rest of his career is a lot, but he needs to win every match until further notice, until I say so. And it's time to get the fucking belts off the DY boys. As Rev also said, it's time for the Bloodline to be done. We're all over it. The culmination has been great. This will be a phenomenal climax. I'm ready for it. Pause.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I thought you wanted us to pause the video, but yeah, I just agree with both you guys. I think Kevin and Sami are obviously going to win. It would be so fucked up if they didn't give Sami and Kevin this moment after the emotional load that they've carried. And it just wouldn't make sense for the story. Like, they have to win because that sets the seeds for the main event. And they've done a good job of having other parts of shows tease, like, things are going to happen further out in the show. That's been something that a lot of wrestlers, like AEW's done that a lot too, where finishes to certain matches will also kind of make you second guess finishes to upcoming matches. So This match may very well be match of the weekend. I think this is one of the matches you were alluding to earlier, Rev, that could potentially be match of the weekend. I assume it's this and one of the matches we're about to talk about.
I think I was gonna go with the Rollins Paul match, like we mentioned earlier. Obviously the Roman Cody match. Honestly I forgot to put this on my list. It should be there. And then I think the match we're going to talk about next is another pick of mine. Is my dark horse pick.
Yeah, I don't even think dark horse is the right term. I think it's just a secondary. It's in the run-in. It's definitely in the run-in, but I think this match is going to be great because it's Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos, and if they're anything of a team like Kevin Steen and El Generico, where this is going to be great. And
what does that have to do with?
It's just
what does that have to do with anything?
It's just they wrestle similar styles. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, Steen and his old partner. Yeah, I guess. That's
the only comparison is that they wrestle similar styles, and that's the only like partner you can really compare for Kevin. There's no one else to draw off of. So this has just been beautiful, and I think we've all come to terms with Sami not being in the title picture because I think the story has been so good that this doesn't feel like a demotion. This feels like completing the story that was always there and needed to be completed. I think it just feels right.
I think Cody like getting involved too and kind of bringing them together helps where it doesn't feel like a demotion rather. It feels like it's all part of one big, I don't want to say one big match, but it's because it's one big storyline. It's still okay.
And it wasn't Cody like forcing them to get back together. He just got them in the same room and they worked it out. So it's not like Cody's like, you guys need to be friends because I said so. And then like, because I think that would backfire and people wouldn't like that.
Yeah,
but they did it in a way where everyone looks good. And again, hats off to them for having Cody and Sami interact and no one turn on Cody. Unbelievable magic trick they just pulled there. But all right, we're all on the same page. This match is going to rock. It should main event. I think main events should be based on anticipation and star power, not just predetermined PR decisions, I guess. Which again, I don't like talking about that way because the women should have the opportunities to main event. It's just I don't think the feud warrants it. But fantastic stuff. But moving on to another match that could easily steal the weekend, and on paper, there's no reason that it won't. It is for the Intercontinental title. It is champion Gunther, greatest named wrestler ever, versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre in a match where any blood that happens in this match will be from the skin on someone's chest giving up and quitting and leaving.
Definitely Sheamus minus money on that. He's the odds-on favorite for that.
This is a match where 3 men will enter white and 3 men will leave red. And it's going to be great. Like, Gunther Sheamus, fantastic match. Great feud. Unbelievable match. Probably WWE match of the year last year. Without a doubt. Sheamus and Drew have had some really good matches too, and it gets lost in the pandemic era, but like they had really good matches. And just imagine Drew and Gunther mixing it up. That is unbelievable with little Butch there at ringside cheering him on. But this is going to be great. It's going to be brutal. It's not going to be pretty, like they would say. It's going to be ugly, but it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful car crash. Those car crashes that you're just like, wow, that's a beautiful car crash. Maybe only Rev would feel that because he's a sociopath, but
you can see the beauty in the way the car like folded.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. It's like these things are so heavy and so big, but yet they fold like paper, something like that.
But the frame remained intact and saved the person. Yeah, I like those.
Just imagine Sheamus going for a bro kick and Gunther chopping him. It'd be like, no, you're getting chopped. This is the result of this move is you getting chopped. Drew goes for a Claymore. Nope, chopped straight down to the ground. I cannot wait for this match. It's so funny. I care more about this match than I care about the people in it. Like that's because it's going to be great. If James was here,
I'll say it. Big meaty men slapping meat.
Yo, you looking into the sky is fucking insane.
I mean, he's flying to WrestleMania.
Yeah, he's on a plane.
And we're all named after lost characters, so oh shit. James, I'm so sorry what I've accidentally done. Oh no. That wasn't intentional. Oh no.
Oh god.
But James this might be his match of the weekend. He's gonna be pumped for this, and who wouldn't be? But that being said, Sawyer, right? You didn't go first last time, so we're gonna go first. Who do you have in this match, and how awesome is it gonna be?
I'm super glad you came to me first because I don't know who doesn't know, but I am the biggest fan of 2 out of 3 of these people.
Sheamus.
That being Sheamus and Gunther. I do love Drew McIntyre. I'm just not as big a fan as like James would be. I hope he brings back the Boulevard of Broken Dreams song though, just for WrestleMania. I am going, to your dismay, Danny, I'm sorry. I'm going Sheamus. I fucking love Sheamus. I want him to finally get the Intercontinental Championship. I want him to get his WrestleMania moment. I want him to be a Triple Crown, which he's been dying to be since he won like the World Heavyweight Championship years ago.
It's it'd be a Grand Slam champion.
Grand Slam, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Sorry. I didn't mean Triple Crown, I meant Grand Slam. I've always been a Sheamus guy. Like, even if some of his angles have been boring, he's always been phenomenal in the ring. And I do say phenomenal. I'm keeping it there. I'll die on that hill. But these 3 behemoths, oh my God, this is going to be like orgasm central for James, for sure. Gunther is firing at a great ass cylinder. He's coming in hot. He's going to leave hot whether he loses or wins. Just a little bit of fantasy booking. Put the title on Sheamus. Have Gunther win the Money in the Bank later on, and have him take it from Cody. That's all. Sheamus.
I don't think you're wrong for picking that. And you know what? I won't even push back too much on your bold statement about Sheamus, because hey, Sheamus had one of the best, if not the best, match of Big Show's career. They had crazy chemistry. It made no sense how good their chemistry was, but their matches were really good. And that was a time period where Sheamus was not entertaining and like where his babyface run was not going well, but him putting over Big Show and having great ass matches with them was really, really good.
It's very weird weird that he has such great chemistry with bigger guys as big as he is, because you wouldn't think, like, I mean, sometimes, big guys with big guys just work, but it's like an art. Like, it just meshes so well when he's in the ring with someone bigger than him. It's weird.
Yeah. So it doesn't make perfect sense, but they have it, and so you just don't question it, sort of thing. And his 2 out of 3 falls match with Bryan after the 18-second debacle was a fantastic match. One of the best 2 out of 3 falls matches WWE's ever done. But I will say there was a lot of dark times in like 2013, 14, and 15. Where I can't name you a good match he had, but once he started teaming with Cesaro, that's the difference. Is there's Sheamus, and then there's post the bar Sheamus.
Love the bar.
And Sheamus has said it himself that Cesaro was on another level and brought him up to another level. And I think we started to see that when he had his WrestleMania moment, mind you, when he beat Matt Riddle. I'm not saying he shouldn't have it this year. I'm just saying he's already had them. He got his mid-card title reign as a "this is for you" sort of thing. But the dude's overcoming some injuries that could be career-ending. We don't know how much time he has left. You could give it to him, and you have a triple threat. He pins his friend Drew. I'm sure Drew wouldn't mind taking the pin there. And there you go. Like, that is doable. But I guess I'll agree with you. I think it's going to be Sheamus, but what do you think, Rev? Who do you think is going to win?
This is tough because I don't think Gunther should lose the IC title until they're ready to have him beat Cody for the WWE Championship, assuming they keep it together. So it's a weird call because I think he should keep it, but like what you're saying about Sheamus does make a lot of sense. Gunther then going on winning Money in the Bank also makes a lot of sense. So you could do it that way. I am going to go with my gut. I'm going to keep Gunther. I just think even if he does lose, you guys are right. Like, he's not going to get pinned. But I think he's going to keep it all the way, either until he gets the Money in the Bank briefcase or he's ready to face Cody and beat him. Because Triple H loves this dude, and he is protecting the ever-living fuck out of him. So, whatever happens. Oh, yeah, no, 100%. I also, because this is a triple threat, I do hope two things happen. One, I actually hope there aren't really any weapons. I just kind of want to see these guys go at it straight up. And two, on that, in a similar vein, I don't want Imperium to get involved. Just give me these guys, 1v1, no nonsense, no distractions. Just let them fucking kill each other. And it'll be fucking great.
I think we won't get weapons, but we will get Imperium interference. But I think Drew and Sheamus will take care of them. And then that'll be like, not the middle of the match, but a decent amount of time before the end of the match. So they won't impact the finish.
Okay.
But they will interfere at one point and then be subdued by Drew and Sheamus. Because we're going to get some moments of them working together.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. But, as long as they don't impact the finish. As long as they don't impact the finish.
This is what you do. You have Imperium obviously get involved because they're going to regardless. You have Sheamus and Drew take care of them. You have Sheamus win. You have Gunther punish them in a handicap match the night after and keep him as hot as you fucking can. And that's all. Just destroy them on Raw, and then they're still a stable. And I guess if you would like to buy them, I
don't. I just feel like we're gonna get some post-Mania cuts still.
For sure. I don't know if they would be on the chopping block.
I like Imperium. Keep them around.
I like Imperium a lot as well.
I have no real feelings about them.
Gunther just looks cooler with them. I think that's the best reason to keep them around.
You can have local talent do the same thing, and it would have the same effect, and not many people would notice, besides Rev, obviously.
This will be the only time that I defend NXT again in my life. Maybe not in my life. Giovanni Vinci was really good in NXT.
I believe that. I wholeheartedly believe that.
And he looks great behind Gunther. Like, he's a great second fiddle kind of guy.
When the three of them had titles in NXT, it looked sick.
Yeah, they were really they were good NXT prospects.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're doing very well on the main roster.
Gunther's doing really well. They're not doing anything. But that's fine. It's okay.
Well, they're part of something bigger than them, which is great.
I will say that Gunther is someone that Triple H loves, and he's one of the few people, because Triple H loves a lot of his kids, but he's one of the few kids that he is going above and beyond to make sure nothing bad happens to him. Whereas, Triple H loved Johnny Gargano. This dude's not even on the card as of this recording. He's in the fucking armbar on Friday. So he is, a lot of his people he loves. Karrion Kross, he had to take him. So Freddie Prinze Jr. couldn't start a company based around him, which, you actually save Freddie in the long run there. But, that guy is not on the card. He's going to be in the Battle Royal, I assume. Gunther is not only impervious, he survived the Vince McMahon wanting to bury him part of his run, and he is surviving the Triple H bringing people back or calling people up and doing nothing with them aspect of his booking. So he is special, and I do think he will be a contender for Cody, and maybe a guy to beat him, but more likely because it's Cody. He's not putting over a foreigner. Are you kidding me? Dude's like James in that regard, right, James?
Still not here.
James, okay. I don't know if the plane landed yet or not, but this match is going to be great. Potential match of the night. I'm going to say it also I'm going to put it at 4.5 stars with the Rollins Logan match. And I'm also going to say that for the tag match, since I think any one of them can be. But more realistically, I'll say the tag match probably before. What do you guys think, star-wise? What do you think we're looking at here?
This can be a 5, especially if we're talking about Meltzer here specifically. He loves these type of matches. So with these bigger guys, so it could be a 5. And I think it will be. I really do.
This is going to be a 5. I can almost guarantee it as if I choreographed it myself. This is going to be a fucking 5. Regardless, if anybody thinks it's a 3, they're on crack. It's a 5 already.
Yeah. So you heard it here first. Jeff Hardy thinks this match was a 3. But
oh my God.
Over under, guys. We're gonna have 30 plus chops. What do you got on the over under there? Above 30 chops, under 30?
I'll take the over. With 3 guys, it's 10 chops a pop. Yeah, I'll take the over.
Okay.
I say
you gotta go 30 and a half. You gotta go 30 and a half.
30.
Gotta always throw the hook on the line so that you can't push.
Gotcha. I don't. Is that an AEW reference? I don't understand what you just said, but
the half is called the hook in gambling, and it's this way. Like, just you can't get exactly 30 in this instance. This way, the gambling companies get money either way. Because if you push or you tie, then everyone just gets their money back, and gambling companies don't like doing that.
I can't imagine why, but I
absolutely hate that I am going to count the chops now. Fuck.
Oh my bad. I'll take the over as well because I really want Sheamus to do like his 10 beats of the whatever. Is it 10 beats of the Belfast or 10 beats of something? I wanted to do that.
I should know that, but I don't.
I want Walter or Gunther, I'm sorry, to put him in that position and just chop him instead of doing like the forearms. So I think that'd be a fun spot. Or if they have Drew in that position and then Sheamus beats his chest and then Gunther chops it, like they could do something really cool like that. But this match is going to slap. It's going to be fantastic. Moving on to a match that probably won't slap, but it'll have a lot of shenanigans and be fun. We have Edge versus the Demon, Finn Balor, in a Hell in a Cell match. It's not even October. What is going on? This match can either be really, really fun or very frustrating, because that's what you're getting with Edge nowadays. And usually if Beth Phoenix is in the match with him, it's fun. But she's not this match. So who knows? Rev, who do you have in this match?
I have the Demon, Finn Balor, because I'm still upset he lost last time that Demon appeared. But I think it just makes sense having Edge put Finn over. Like, Edge is, I would hope Edge came back to put people over. And I understand Vince didn't necessarily want to do that all the time, but I think Triple H sees the value of people like Finn going over, even though Finn is low-key a little bit older than we think he is. But I think allowing the Judgment Day to win this feud and then move on and continue, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Frankly, I think Judgment Day should win all their feuds this weekend, so I guess that's a slight spoiler for one of the later matches we'll talk about. But allowing them to officially solidify themselves as winners is a big deal, and Finn winning here helps to do that. So give me Finn Balor, and I think this is going to be better than you think it is, Danny. But you're right. There is a chance that it's going to be bad, but I think it's going to be better than you think it is.
I think so too. I think they will deliver, but I'm just saying I'm not ruling it out. Edge has not had the best track record since coming back, so I'm just leaving that room for error. There. So
Fair
Chad,
enough.
who do you have in this match? And man, isn't Christian so much better than Edge? Like,
well, I am a former Edge head, so I will plead the fifth. I love Edge.
Yeah.
I love Edge. I agree with you guys. This run hasn't been good. I can't even say great. It hasn't been good, like almost at all. I'm with Rev. I think you have to put Finn over. I mean, all of Judgment Day should be winning everything this weekend, period. Like, it just is what it is. Besides the Bloodline, they are the superior stable on the roster right now. I don't see how you have Edge winning. And I also agree with Rev. I think this match is actually going to be really good because whether we like it or not, Edge is good as fucking Hell in a Cell matches.
I think you hit the nail on the head.
As long as he doesn't win, but forbidden results. But if he doesn't win, this is going to be pretty good, actually.
I think you hit the nail on the head on a lot of things. That Edge is fantastic in Hell in a Cell, so this, by all accounts, should be great. Judgment Day should be winning across the board. I agree with both you guys when you said that. And one of the things I think you guys brought up that I really wanted to just emphasize, especially though you just said it, Chaz, that Judgment Day is a superior faction. With the Bloodline going down this weekend, this is the time for them to step up and be that top faction, because the Bloodline's crumbling. If they win all their matches, you got a number one contender in Finn there. You got a dominant champ in Rhea, and you got a guy who can beat John Cena the next night on Raw for the U.S. title in Dom. You know, there's a lot of upside to Finn winning this match, so I'm also going with Finn, and we're gonna move on.
Finn versus Cody would be phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah, and
I would be
get that at one of the B pay-per-views for sure. I think that's without a doubt one we're gonna get.
Little Bullet Club lore in there. It should be fun.
Yeah,
it's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
and Damian Priest should steer to the Intercontinental.
Cody could make an amendment to his infamous promo where he's like, Bullet Club is fine and Bullet Club is mine. You can say AEW was mine, and AEW is totally fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Everything is fine there right now. It's all good. So moving on, we got the Women's Showcase tag match, and oh boy, God, I hope this isn't the only women's match on night 2. I hope one of the 2 title matches on night 2, please.
I gotta imagine they split it up, right?
They did it last year.
That's true.
That's the thing. So we don't know. They should split it up, but this is exactly what they did last year. They had the 2 title matches on night 1, and they had a fatal 4-way tag match on night 2. So we'll see. But we got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. They're not a tag team, but they're teaming together versus Natalya and Shotzi. They're not a tag team, but Natalya teams with everyone, so I guess that's within her character, I guess. Versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. They're not a tag team, but I don't know whatever the hell's going on with Carmella. I hope you're okay, Carmella, but because they would have been my favorites in this match. Maybe not to win, but just like my actual favorites in this match. Versus Ronda and Shayna, who are definitely going to win, especially now that they're the only team in this match who weren't thrown together. So I'm going with them. Is anyone going with
for the sake
else?
of efficiency? I'm going to go with them too.
I don't know what's happening. I agree with you guys.
I'll tell you what's happening. They're having a showcase match. This match is meaningless. It's not for anything. I'm sure the winners will get a title shot against Becky and Lita, but that's not been said. It is literally advertised as a showcase match. There is no story. It's literally just to put these people on the card. That is the only purpose of this match.
Weird. Who do we have again? Who's
Liv and Raquel versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville versus Ronda and Shayna.
Who are you guys going for?
Ronda and Shayna.
Ronda and Shayna.
Yep, Ronda and Shayna. Next.
Yeah. Next, we have the men's showcase tag match between Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. I forgot we're on the fucking roster for a while. This match, at least these are all technically tag teams, even Braun Strowman and Ricochet.
Yeah.
Their beards, I mean, they're not like a good tag team. They're a very thrown together tag team, but they've at least been tagging for like 2 months now. And their beards are almost identical now. They're like shaving their beards the same way. It's adorable. And they're both bald. And that's the extent. And it's a fun rib on Braun Strowman because it feels like ever since he made that tweet about the flippy floppers. They put him with Ricochet. They had Ricochet pinned Braun Strowman with a roll up. Like, don't ever forget that as a punishment, I get, or a rib. So again, another guy Triple H brought back who's really done nothing in Braun Strowman. But that being said, who do you guys have in this match? We'll go with Chad first. Who do you have in this match?
Okay, Viking Raiders, Braun
Street
and Ricochet,
Profits,
Street
Alpha
Profits,
Academy.
and Alpha Academy. Oh yeah, this is a little better. Does this also mean nothing though? Or are these guys getting a tag team?
It's the same thing as the last one. It's just another showcase to get them on the card.
Showcase.
We can assume they will, but it's just advertised as a showcase match to get these people on the card.
Okay, to do a little bit of deeper thinking, I believe Alpha Academy is done soon, especially with the Otis situation. I kind of think Street Profits are done soon. So that leaves Viking Raiders and the Freakin team. I guess maybe they'll throw Braun a bone. I'll give it to Braun and Ricochet.
Your logic tracks and it makes sense. Rev, who are you going with?
I actually agree. I think it's going to be Braun and Ricochet. I feel like it'd be a good, like, fun moment on the card. It's because this isn't a very high-profile match, but I feel like Braun and Ricochet winning is fun. They could do their goofy little high-five bit or whatever they do. They should totally win via interference via Nicholas, who was Braun's tag team partner when he won the titles by himself all those years ago. That would be great. But it's the Braun and Ricochet. It's just the pick. You could see them just doing it, and they win, and they, like, everyone celebrates, and then they cut the commercial.
Yeah, there we go. I really, really want to go with the Alpha Academy because I really want them to win. Even if they're going to break up, they can win, get a title match, lose, and break up. But it'll probably be Braun and Ricochet. It's weird that we're all agreeing on that one because it's not obvious. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, this also doesn't matter, but at least, most of these teams are teams. So it'll be fun. They had an 8-man tag on Raw that was really fun to hype it up. That was one of the only other good parts of the Go Home Raw. So we'll see how it goes. So moving on, we have, we really been through it. We have the Mysterio battle. We have not Eddie Guerrero versus maybe Eddie Guerrero's son. We have Rey Mysterio versus Dominik Mysterio, a match that's been years in the making. I'm be honest, as great as Dom's been, I don't really care too much about this match and story, but it should be here, and it warrants being here. And the story has been good. I'm gonna go with Dom because why else would they do this if not for Dom to win? So that I'm gonna go with Dom. Rev, who do you have in this match?
Yeah, Dom makes the most sense here. Just, Ray putting his son over probably means a lot to him. We'll see what Ray ends up doing afterwards. Obviously, he's going into the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he's ready to retire yet or not, but at the very least, he's going to want to put his son over, especially at WrestleMania. And after all of this build that they've had and Prison Dom being so over, he's been great since he has joined Judgment Day. And this is just the cherry on top of this first, or I guess the second phase now of Dom's career, after he, as his him being with his father being his first phase, and now the second phase, and he becomes his own. He separates from his father completely, and they go their separate ways, and he becomes another full-fledged member of Judgment Day as they become winners this weekend. Like I said, give me this. So I have the Judgment Day sweep: Rhea, Finn, Dom. Let's go.
There we go. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Real quick, are you guys happy or sad that we're not getting Bobby versus Bray on this show?
Sad. Only because I feel like I wanted to see Bray in action. That's really the only reason. I mean, I like Bobby Lashley, but I could, take or leave him. I kind of thought a culmination of some Bray shit would happen. I wanted that.
I've been so confused by the Bray stuff. Like, I almost became apathetic towards it. So I like Bray in general, and I like Bobby too. So I'm a little disappointed neither of them are currently on the card. It seems like Bray won't be on at all. We'll see if Bobby ends up showing up somewhere. But it sucks just in the sense of they're not at WrestleMania, but the match itself I wasn't really looking forward to. Without a build, obviously, the build could have changed my mind, but the match, no, the guys who would have been in the match, yes.
Yeah, good way of putting it. These two deserve to be on the card, but I did not want to see that match at all.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm just more concerned for Bray at this point. It sucks for both of them. They deserve to be there, but I didn't want to see it. So, like, I'm not relieved, but it's just like I'm not crying over it, But Bobby will win the Battle Royal on Friday. And I
Battle
guess
Royal?
the Andre the Giant.
On?
The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
They're doing it on SmackDown?
Yeah, they've been doing it on SmackDown for the past couple of years. They're not doing that on Mania. Where are we going to fit that in? There's only two nights of the pay-per-view. Where's the room for
wouldn't
that?
they put the showcases on SmackDown and put the Battle Royal on Mania? I mean, I don't care.
No, why not have the showcase match and have the Battle Royal on Mania, I think is what you're trying to say. And I don't know. That makes so much sense, Chad. You're right, but that's just not what they're doing.
Whatever.
Who's
in it? Oh, damn. I think I have to
we don't have time for that.
Lashley, LA Knight, Bronson Reed are like the only people who could win it, I would say.
Oh, LA Knight should absolutely win it.
Yeah, give me LA Knight in that. Random side pick.
Yeah, there we go. LA Knight's he's really won me over with the Bray feud, so fuck it, give it to him. Yeah, why not? I mean, I just gonna watch his time in NXT, so that's all I had to go based on.
Did we get Chad's Mysterio battle pick? Am I going crazy?
Oh no, we didn't.
We got very sidetracked. What the hell?
I was like, why did he go? Why did he go to Bray when he didn't even get Chad's pick yet?
I didn't even notice it. Okay, so I think I voiced my opinion enough on how much I hate Dom. But holy fuck, he's been working. Like, he's literally been, like, I don't know if maybe just him being a heel is his niche, or the comedic timing, or if it's Rhea or the stable. I don't know exactly what component it is that's making him work so well, but he's kind of good. And I hate saying that because I hated on him for the first part of his career entirely. But I'm with Rev. Like I said earlier, it has to be Judgment Day all across the board. They have to win everything. If they don't win everything this weekend, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great way to just push them over the top and make them the stars that they are. I can agree with that. Rev, don't you just love when you're talking to someone and having a natural conversation with them, and then it abruptly changes?
Yeah, that's always a good time. In answer to the question that you didn't ask, I'll go 3 stars on this. I think it's going to be good. So I'm excited for it.
I think 3 is generous. Chad, what are you thinking? 3?
Yeah, 3 is fine. That's good.
3?
I think it's going to be 3 because I think that I think Ray is really going to want to show off for Dom. So I think they'll probably pull some stuff out that probably Ray hasn't done in a while. I think Dom's going to do some Eddie shit, and it's going to be funny and emotional. And I got 3 here, just because I think, like I said, Ray's going to really want to go all out. So this will be a good match. And I honestly, mostly because of Prison Dom, I am looking forward to it.
Holy shit, do my eyes deceive me? James Asante is back. He was about to get on a plane to fly out to wherever the fuck WrestleMania is. I want to say Hollywood, Florida, but I could be wrong. But he came back because he wanted to give his predictions for this main event. which is going to be for the Uwu Championship, the undisputed Universal WWE something or another, absolute undisputed top of the line, top tier $500 championship. It is champion Roman Reigns, forever champion since before. James used to have a beard when his title reign started. Now he doesn't. He's been champion since the pandemic. His title reign is outliving the pandemic, or at least how seriously people take the pandemic, versus Cody Rhodes, guy who left his former company to become a top babyface and take advantage of the obvious benefits of being the first detractor to jump ship from the other company in a match that's main event in WrestleMania. Who would have thought in 2019 that Cody Rhodes for his Roman Reigns for a title would main event WrestleMania, you know? That being said, one of our guys is actually going to be there, like I alluded to, and that is James the Yeast Gisanti. He is going to be live there for this match. He's going to be cheering Cody. He's going to be booing Cody. He's going to be cheering Roman. He's going to be crying over Roman. What are you expecting from this match? Winners, feeling, length, star rating. What are you feeling about this match, Hurley James?
Well, first of all, was I ever really gone? If I'm in your hearts.
Yeah, no, you were gone. You were definitely
gone. I have Cody Rhodes winning. I have Cody Rhodes being the man to dethrone Roman Reigns. I think it's going to be a spectacular spectacle of a match. I think it's going to be at least a 4.5 star match. We've been building to this for so long, and we're finally here. So many men have fallen for this reign to mean something.
And demons.
He literally fell off the top rope. So many men have fallen for Roman to be this dominant. And now Cody Rhodes is going to be the man to dethrone him. And in a lot of ways, that's surreal. In a lot of ways, it works and it makes sense and it fits. In a lot of other ways, this could have gone a lot of other ways. So I am just in awe of the story they were able to tell, for better or for worse. There were a lot of lows here too, but the highs have made it worth it. And I think this payoff is going to make it worth it. I think well put. And, you know, it's like you were saying, we were talking about the Intercontinental title match, like the champions just have such a presence about them that carries into the match that almost gives the match a head start, where there's more prestige to it, so that even if the beginning of the match is a little slow, the environment will dictate that it feels like a bigger deal than it is. Is this the match you're most excited for being there? Just one last question for you. It's up there. It's either this or Sami and Owens versus the Usos for that emotional payoff, or if this is Cena's last go around, that's also very special to me too. Whose shirt are you wearing to the show? Night 1 will be Cena. Night 2 will be, I'll switch shirts between Sami and Cody. Oh, okay.
Wardrobe change.
Oh yeah.
Any parting words for us?
I hope everybody enjoys the show. I think this is one of the strongest cards for WrestleMania we've seen in years, and I think this is going to be a Mania we talk about for years. Yeah, I mean, that's what you were saying when we were talking about the Mysterio match. So exactly. That means that, you know, have fun. This guy's got a plane to catch, Mr. Hollywood. So, you know, he's out of here. But thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to join us. We'll see you next time. He's the protector of the island. He's the last known living Jacob. So have a great time. But moving on, we're not going to spend all our time talking about this guy who's abandoning us. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to Sawyer. Sawyer, part of me feels like you hate both of these guys in a way, and part of me feels like you like both of these guys in a way. So who are you going for? What do you think the match is going to be?
And just give us some thoughts on it.
Yeah, you were right the first time. It's just hate. I hate both of them. It's a shame because I did love Cody as much as everyone else loved Cody for a while. The novelty is over.
Is it because he solved racism?
Absolutely.
Those are my favorite memes. Oh my god, him in the background with I think it's MLK and Malcolm X. I fucking love that.
Yeah, they put a kufi on him on Twitter every other day. It's
That one too. That's a good one too.
It's the most hilarious shit ever. I think Cody's gonna win. I mean, it's like written in the stars. That's a pun for people who like Cody Rhodes. I actually think the match is going to be good. Regardless of how much I hate Reigns, he's been having the best matches of his career this reign. I will say that. I'm tired of him. I think everyone is. I'm also tired of Cody winning. I think everyone also is, or maybe not. But the two can go. It'll be a good match. There'll be a few shenanigans in between. It'll be very entertaining, to say the least. I'm going Cody.
All right, a reasonable pick. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think the match will deliver. And yeah, we've all fluctuated. I've fluctuated a lot on Roman and on Cody. Not really. I love Cody, and I've loved him in WWE. I have that bitter part of me that wants him to get booed still, and still I want something bad to happen to him. Not like the injury that happened. That actually sucked because we lost him for a while, but I want the crowd to turn on him a bit. Part of me still I think he deserves that.
I agree.
For not being able, you couldn't hack in one company, like you couldn't deal with getting booed, you couldn't win the crowd back over, and you refuse to turn heel. So I do think he deserves it. But I also think he deserves to win the title. I think he's so over. And the fact that the crowd didn't turn on him for Sami means I don't think they're going to turn on him, at least not anytime soon. So fuck it, go with it. You have a top baby face worthy of it. Who's going to do it? Like Braun Breaker, if it was up to our fan Jay, yeah, it would. And maybe by the time Braun comes up, that would be a possibility. But I don't think there's anyone the company is high on enough in NXT to pull that trigger in the future. And there's no one on the main roster that high enough on to pull that trigger. So yeah, might as well be Cody. So I'm gonna go with Cody as well, and then we're gonna throw to Saeed, who to wrap to give the last prediction on the show. Who do you think's gonna win this match, and what do you think the environment's gonna be like?
Well, make it 4-4 for Cody. It's time for Roman's reign to end. No pun intended, but I mean I think that's the entire point of his name. It's just the way the story has progressed now, the end of the bloodline must come. And it starts this weekend. It starts with the Usos losing their titles to Kevin and Sami. And then it starts with Roman losing his titles to Cody Rhodes. And from there, we can have the breakdown of this where eventually, Roman starts turning on his soldiers because that's what they are. They're his family, but they're his soldiers. And eventually, because Roman goes after Jimmy, Jay snaps, and we get main event Jay back, and that's probably the end of the bloodline, probably around SummerSlam. But it has to start here. And between that, and I just think Cody right now is the only guy who can plausibly do it. And obviously, he's in the position to. They put him up against Roman at WrestleMania at a pivotal moment. This is the play. Cody fulfills his destiny and winning the title his father or his brother never could. And the downfall of the bloodline begins.
Yeah, well put. I think, like you said, and like a lot of people have said, this is very, very long overdue. Or maybe not even long overdue. I think the time is just coming. Well, no.
It's just the timing it's
come
right.
Back and forth. It was overdue like a year ago, but it's come back around because that's how good Sami Zayn is. That he revived the bloodline. But
what I will say though,
yes,
to add to Rev's point, I don't know if this is the first time, but it's the first time in a long time that not only has WWE gotten something right, but everybody, I feel like WrestleMania is always the end all bees all. And I'm with Rev. I think this actually starts something. So it's not the road to WrestleMania, the road after WrestleMania, like starting a whole new storyline with, like, I'm super invested on what's going to happen with the Bloodline after all the losses and shit. So I think this has been done greatly. It's actually probably literally the best storyline they've had in, I want to say, since like 2012, 13.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I think you mean 2011, and yeah, it definitely is.
I mean, I saw somebody. I think a lot of people have said this. They've called WrestleMania like the season finale of WWE,
right?
And that makes sense. And I think the culmination of the Bloodline should happen at this season finale. It just makes sense. Well, maybe not the culmination, but the culmination of
like
Roman's reign.
Series premiere.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it is the climax, though. And then after this, we're going to have the Fall in Action, which is the disintegration of the Bloodline, and the finale, which is Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns at probably SummerSlam. And one of the things I really want after Mania is I want that 6-person tag. I want Roman and the Usos versus Sami, Kevin, and Cody so badly.
Oh, that's going to be
That'll
good.
be such a good. I want it so badly. And if you do it after Mania, easy babyface win, and then that adds to the disintegration of the Bloodline and to Jey making up with Sami, because that's just remember that's something that will be paid off at some point after Mania, that we will get a hug between Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, and everyone will cry, like, it's except for Rev, and it'll be fucking magical. Like, it's so there's so much to look forward to with the downfall of it, that not doing it now would be such a mistake, because there's no point. And you know,
I didn't even think of that. That's how almost impossible I think that is.
Yeah.
So, but they got to take their time in the post-Mania stuff, though. Like, don't just give it to us all in like 3 weeks. Like we said.
Well, they will, because Roman won't be there for 3 weeks after Mania.
Have this stretch out to about, like you said, like SummerSlam, and have Jey and Roman do it there. I think that's probably the best timing.
Yeah, and it's just such a nice change. Like, the Raw after Mania is going to be something special. We haven't had a special Raw after Mania since like 2018. Even the one for our Mania that we went to, like, it wasn't special. Like, it wasn't much of a Raw after Mania.
Oh, I didn't bother with that.
Yeah, I mean, I was there. It was fine. But like the ending to having the title versus title match with Kofi and Seth, where everyone knew it wasn't going to end with a finish, it was bad and misleading, and not having anything like special wasn't. Like, Bobby Lashley returned, and like, you know, that's cool, and that was cool in the moment, but like, that's not as memorable as like years past. And I think we're gonna get that this year, because it's gonna feel so different. We haven't seen what this place looks like without Roman as champion for 3 fucking years. Like, it is gonna be a big deal. We haven't had different tag champs in about a year. Like, what's it gonna look like? Everything is fresh and new and exciting for, if everything goes according to plan, or according to hopes. So there's just so much to look forward to in this post WrestleMania WWE, and that's the excitement of the card, that it has you not only looking forward to the card, but what comes after. We're already excited for the follow up to the biggest show of the year. Like, that's crazy, right? That's fucking awesome.
This is a year that you have WrestleMania Backlash, and it's okay.
Yeah. the Raw after will be WrestleMania Backlash. Bro, it's fantastic. This has been despite a lot of stories being kind of like nothing, it's still been a good road to WrestleMania, and largely due to the Bloodline. So credit where credit's due. A year and a half ago, I wouldn't have given a shit about anything Roman related. I wouldn't have cared drastically about the Usos doing anything, because they haven't really done much at Mania before this. And even since this, last year they opened the show night 1 against Nakamura and Boogs. That match did not deserve to open.
Boogs. It's the only reason it opened, because of the guitar.
a year later, no, it opened because of nepotism. And a year later, I'm here arguing how they should main event night one. So I'll look at the times, but we are excited for Mania. Let us know if you're excited for Mania. Give us your predictions. You know, I'm sorry we're not doing this live, Jay, and all of our other fans. You know, but give us your predictions in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's interact. Hit us up on social media. Follow us on Instagram. I got memes, man. I got stuff to say. Follow us on Twitter. Chad and Rev will tweet shit sometime. Once in a while, I'll throw out a tweet, but I try not to. Twitter is a dark place, you know.
I'll probably be live tweeting WrestleMania, so check us out there. It'll be fun.
I think we should all live tweet it and not say who's saying what and let the audience figure that out.
That'd be very confusing. But get all these links in the description below, kids.
Yeah, and we have TikTok. We'll start using that again soon. We have Facebook, but that's whatever. I mean, we stream on Facebook, so look out for it there. But yeah, enjoy WrestleMania. Please have a great time. Party. Get some boneless wings. Get some bone-in wings. Drink some beers. Get some IPAs. Get some cold brews. I don't know why you want a coffee at that. But I mean, I'd be drinking a coffee definitely during WrestleMania. But you know, have a good time. You know, it's gonna be fun. Enjoy it. Just have a good time. Don't drink and drive. As always, be nice to animals. Yeah, subscribe, like, do your thing. Look to the person to your left, tell them you love them, and then reassess the situation and decide if that was a good idea or not. But have a good night. Please click off the video now. Goodbye.